a new Parliament, the Conservative Party returns victorious, to an extent few experts believe possible. The government will dominate the House of Commons with a majority of more than 100. On the way to work, during the day and at night, millions made it a heavy poll. Democracy showed itself in a responsible mood. Only the incurably apathetic few stayed at home. The newly enrolled coloured citizens voted without fear, knowing that in a genuine people's democracy, everybody's opinion is sought. All have a right to make a choice. Example from the top came when Lady Dorothy Macmillan and the Prime Minister himself went to vote. All along, he was confident his government would be returned to office. Another great House of Commons man, Herbert Morrison, voted for the last time before he becomes a life peer. Some MPs had to vote by post, but not Nye Bevan. Inconceivable without Sir Winston Churchill would be any Parliament today. And with Lady Churchill in active support, the happy warrior contested Woodford again. Pity his unfortunate opponent. Up north, contesting Leeds South, was Labour leader Hugh Gateskill, willing to pay the price for high office. Biggest optimist of the election was Sir Oswald Mosley, destined to be bottom of the poll and forfeit his deposit, and arouse feeling in North Kensington. In South Wales, stronghold of Labour, everything was orderly. There's a strong nationalist movement bent on achieving Welsh Home Rule. Traditions of song and poetry go back long before coal was found in the valleys. They voted heavily in Scotland too. Everywhere in Great Britain, most people had now made up their minds how they stood on the fundamental question, did Conservative rule satisfy them, or did they want to change? And in the absence of any burning questions, the main factor at the polls, all day and evening too, was probably, where your treasure is, there is your heart also. Industrial districts for Labour, the rest Tory. At last the voting was over. The big count began. And by this time, nearly all sat up at home or outside to learn the results. Tory, Labour, Liberal, Liberal, Labour, Tory. It went on hour after hour as the pattern of the voting was revealed. Outside more than 600 town halls, mayors and officials told the crowds who'd won. There's nothing like the thrill of being on the spot. Preparations for the election night parties were in full swing, and statistical wizards early predicted a Tory victory. Results were flashed on open-air screens, as here in Trafalgar Square, in all the big cities. Fine weather was ideal for this polling night jamboree. It was like watching a big sporting event. Hugh Gateskill was in at Leeds South. But when his result came through, it was becoming clear that Labour was not going to win the election. So no wonder that back in London, they had good news for the Prime Minister at Conservative headquarters. Mac was staying in office with every prospect of a larger majority. He'd never had it so good. I got a member. Let Gateskill worry. You're all right, Jack. Next day, the crowd in Downing Street gave the Prime Minister a victor's welcome. There was no change at number 10. Mr. Macmillan has risked appealing to the country, and with no uncertain voice, the people said, carry on, Mac.